Hey guys, I'm awfully raspy this morning. Just leaving the Palace of Caesar. I was very tempted to try and sell for the main. And like, oh, if I sell 83% at market, I can play for like $50 or something. So I was really tempted to do that, but decided against in the end. It's not in the plan and I want to be able to make some content whilst I'm out here. So that's the aim for next year. Let me know if you think I can do it. Heading in for my final bracelet attempt. 600 deep stack. Yeah, need to start winning flips and running better. And we'll get there, Special guest here today, it's Lisa.
Hello.
How are we doing?
I think they know me.
They do.
We're just on the waiting list for the $600. So, is it an ultra stack? Yeah, it is.
Ultra, mega, super stack.
It started 300 big blind deep, and we wanted to play very deep.
We did.
But there's a huge waiting list. So
about 100 away.
Yeah.
So we're chilling in the fancy Paris lounge. It's my last week in Vegas and I still have high hopes of turning the summer around. Just gonna be about 5,000 people for a big score. Easy. And this straight flush was a great start for someone else. Okay guys, I've made it to dinner break. Got a couple of interesting hands to talk about. Actually, I have 40 bigs. Cut-off opens, I have 9-7 of hearts in the small blind. I like playing this post flop, you know. Big blind's not doing much raising. So I put in the call. The flop was king and then 2 low hearts, which I have written down but I can't remember. And I check call this. I don't go for the raise. Definitely could, but I didn't. This is trippy. The escalator's not moving. Turn is another low heart and I decide to lead for half pot here. I like it if I have sets, I want to have protection against hearts and stuff. And he does put in the call. The river is an 8, pairing the board. I wasn't really sure what to do here in this spot. I decided to go for like check call because the problem is when I bet here, he can just jam and put so much pressure on me if he has the ace of hearts. So I just thought check call, I'll leave in his bluffs if he wants to go for it. If he has like ace queen with the ace of hearts, ace jack with the ace of hearts, or even a pair with the ace of hearts. So you could have ace 9 with the ace of hearts. So I decided to go for the check call and he just checked back. He has ace king with the ace of hearts. So it's quite funny editing this vlog months later because I now would have played this hand completely differently. Based on my recent study, I hate the way I played this hand. So leading the turn. At the time, I was trying to bring in more of a leading strategy when the equities change, and I thought this was potentially a good spot. And it's not terrible, but I'm not keen on it either. Even though GTO says that it's not losing you much EV, but it's not really the strategy that's recommended either. And he makes the call. On the river, though, I think checking is absolutely terrible. Again, it's not losing you much EV on GTO, but I think against the field, you definitely have to go for the all-in here. The sizing is 30 into 22, so it's a nice overbet sizing. And let's say if I check, for example, the cutoff is then meant to go thin for value with ace-king with the ace of hearts, which is what he had. And as you can see, he checks back. So if he's not going to go thin for value here, I'm not going to get to check call him enough like I originally wanted to. So if he's not going to go thin, then I should just go for the all-in and put him in a spot where he has to call, or he at least thinks about calling with ace-king with the ace of hearts, or something like king-queen with a heart. Because the field, yes, they might overfold to me, but if they have a heart blocker and top pair, they might think, okay, I can't get away from this, I have to call here sometimes. And in that case, I get a full double, which is getting so much more value. So I've been studying thin value spots recently over the last month, and I played a £150 tournament at my local. And this was my main focus, go thin for value. So I was doing a lot of things like betting 2 streets with second pair, and also a lot of the time I was inducing and getting people to make random bluffs. And I did really, really well in this tournament, came 5th out of 70. And that is all down to these thin value spots where I'm building up a stack and knowing when they have a hand that's going to want to call sometimes. So interesting one. I hate the way I played it, but I think it's a good lesson to put in the vlog. So there was a bit of a sandstorm today. We had a warning on our phones to avoid it. You can kind of see it over there. I know you guys are here to see sunny Vegas, but it's also quite cool to see it when it's looking all spooky. So another spot which was a bit earlier on, I had 70 big blinds. Under the gun opens +1 flats. I raised to 10k, which I think is a little bit too large, but this is kind of my standard squeeze sizing when I'm deep, otherwise it would be 4x. I go for the 5x squeeze. And then a guy who's just sat down, so I know nothing about him, that's 30 bigs, 30k. He goes for the jam here. So I'm only putting in an extra 20 to win a pot of 66 in total. So I'm kind of priced in. I only really need a 33% equity. But his range is so strong here. Pretty much, it's going to be like what the solver says. He's either going to be slightly looser and he'll shove 9s, or he's going to be even tighter and shove jacks plus and ace king. Ace queen, he's just going to bin it. So my best situation here is a flip, but most of the time I'm going to be behind. So I end up making the fold, and then I regretted it quite a lot. I was like, yeah, I was priced in then, I should have called. However, if you look at it on GTO, it is actually a fold. I can't get a completely accurate sim because me, under the gun, and +1 all had way over 30 bigs. But in this situation, the button should shove this range. GTO is saying that ace queen is a definite fold here. However, in real life, I 3-bet to a larger size, which means I'm more priced in to call. I also think you can add 10s into their range most of the time. I could have gone for the call here, and I probably would have in the gladiator, but because it was a bigger buy-in, I don't think people will be as crazy with their money, so fold is fine. Right guys, final break of the night, possibly, I don't actually know. I have 6 big blinds, and because of extremely slow dealing on the last hand and a change of dealers, faffing about, I didn't get to pay the big, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We're only like 60 away from the money. This is a horrible spot, so see what I can do. Losers Lounge. So I paid the big blind, paid the small blind, and then on the button I have 3.5 bigs. I look down at ace 10 suited. It's folded to me. It's unlikely that I'm going to be able to fold my way to the money, so got to make a move. I jam. Big blind snaps with ace 7 suited. 2 diamonds on the flop, diamond on the turn to send me home. Yeah, absolutely gutted. Sucks. That would have got me to through the line. So, is it a soft bubble? Who knows? Yeah, GG to me. That week my YouTube channel got taken down, and then I lost my sponsorship off the back of it. Honestly, I was pretty devastated. I nearly gave up on the whole thing, but luckily my channel got reinstated. Really happy to be editing this content finally. So please like and subscribe. I'm out here making genuine poker content, not the clickbaity crap you see all the time. So with your support, hopefully I can get another sponsorship, travel, play more, and make more content. Now this is the poker life, one tabling whilst doing a bit of work. Are we one tabling whilst doing some work?
One tabling and doing some more.
Oh, and look who's over here. It's Mo, one tabling and doing some work. With the main event in the background. Classic. The next day we went in to do a bit of exploring. What do we reckon, Brits? I bet it's bloody terrible. Here we go.
This is American culture. This is dinner.
Okay, we got the French toast Grand Slam and the
All-American Grand Slam, a classic. I'm gonna douse this whole entire plate.
not as big as I thought actually.
in ketchup.
What are they? Onions?
These are hash browns, potatoes. Is it better than you thought it was gonna look?
Maybe.
Maybe?
So this is where they're building that big ass hard rock guitar. It's gonna be a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is our next destination.
Actually alive. We're going to the Venetian first.
Don't tell them that.
edit this in post.
Cut that. We'll go to this one first since it's right here.
It's on the way.
I am feeling pretty horrible after that Denny's.
Sure. I'm actually feeling fantastic. I love feeling like.
Oh, I'm so full and hot.
Yeah. I'm gonna be hot, sweaty, full of greasy food.
All right.
Got a Coke Zero in my coffee cup.
Okay, I'm cutting you off now. There it is. were in Venice 2 months ago. It does look very similar.
Prefer this one.
Yeah. There's more slot machines in this one.
There's more slot machines. The food is way more expensive here. Way worse quality.
You have to tip a ridiculous amount.
You have to tip 20% for fucking everything. I like putting €3 coins on the table, getting a little pizza or some
and a
big
glass of
fucking
wine.
snack and some wine, and you know,
Yeah.
enjoying pure freedom.
I met up with a few friends at the Win, which is a really nice casino for poker, and played some cash. I ended up cashing out a few hundred up, which was very nice.
And you get in on day 2. Whoa! It's double vlog! It's double vlog!
VLOGCEPTION! VLOGCEPTION!
There he is. Got some VLOGCEPTION going on. The Blue Man Group.
Okay, man, the editor is going soon. I'm gonna go swing by.
So I ended up giving it one more shot and going in for the $800 summer celebration. It went well, but I did end up short on the bubble again. Basically the story of Vegas for me, just going card dead and getting short right before the money. But let's see if I can cash this one. I had a similar situation to the previous tournament where I had about 10 bigs in the last break, around 100 away from the money. Speaking to my mates on the break, they said just go into mega tank mode. So my challenge was basically to tank as much as I can before I get the clock called on me, and then I'll start behaving a bit more. Okay, on the stone bubble right now. This is my stack. I'm proud to say I did get the clock called on me. It was a very friendly exchange though, he just wanted me to hurry up a bit. Fair. $1,600 min, and I was all in the next hand with A7 suited V3s. And so that brings me to the end of my WSOP series. I cashed 3 out of 16, but they were all min cashes, so I was down a bit of money. Me and Blaze then went for a nice date night at the Rio. And then when I couldn't find Blaze, I hung out with Jeffrey Dahmer instead. We were only there for the free spins, and it went pretty well. Fucking love this place.
So summary of the day. We came here for the free play, and we didn't get got. We hit for a little over 2K, and we're leaving immediately without giving them any of the money back.
$1,020 each.
'Cause I was so nice, and I was like, hey, if you come with me to do this crazy thing, I'll give you half the free play. Thinking, yeah, I'm a profit like $200, $300. Fucking hit for 2 G's. What?
Oh, would you rather have hit for less than and have split less money?
No.
And that is what we call a series saver. Thanks for watching all. Next stop is WSOP Morocco in January. See you soon.